Isaiah 26 and 21, and somebody get it. What is that? Numbers? 35, right, get that. Because this land, even where we stand, we don't even know where we stand. We could be standing on a Gadite burial, you know? We could be standing somewhere where they had slaves to the death or lynched.
So some of us could have been those same individuals that got put to death right here in this area.
That's right. That's right.
And now the Most High is raising us up to prophesy against this damn devil.
Yeah, because the Lord says, righteous in the sight of the life of the dead, the death of the saints, stuff like that. You know, so the Most High knows everything that took place. See, we can't keep track of it, but the Lord got track of everything. You know? So go ahead, we got that Leviticus first.
Okay.
And then
Numbers.
I'm sorry, Numbers. Yeah.
It's Numbers 35 and 33. It reads, So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land.
And that's talking about shedding somebody's blood. The only time blood can be shed is if a crime is committed, it's proven by 2 or 3 witnesses, and it's justified. If you find 2 moles, doing the act of what a man is supposed to do with a woman, and they get caught in the act, they get put to death, their blood should be upon them. Nobody got to pay for their blood. Why? Because they did the act that merited that judgment.
Right.
But in this society, they give them rights. But if you just slay somebody, murder somebody, and don't, and nobody pays for it, guess what? That's a stain on that land. Okay?
It says, So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
Right. And who shed the blood of the saints here in this land? First of all, the saints are the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians. Who shed their blood? So-called white men. Who the world calls so-called white men. But they're really Edomites. So they're the ones that's guilty of all the bloodshed that's going on in this land. And then today they got a nerve to talk about somebody being a thief. Got a nerve to talk about somebody being a murderer or a thief or a rapist. When they're the biggest thieves, murderers, and rapists on planet Earth. So get them on Isaiah 26. And what is it, 21?
Isaiah 26 and 21. For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity.
So the Lord is the one that's coming back to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. Why? Because he gave this earth in the hands of Esau. Esau's supposed to be the landlord, the superintendent of the earth, and look how they got the earth. Fucked up.
Yep.
So the Lord's coming in and make inquiry. Okay?
The earth also shall disclose her blood.
Why? Because there's a lot of murders that have gone on that we don't even know about. What we know about is the stuff that's been estimated or written down. There's been a whole lot more murders of the Israelites that we don't even know about.
Right.
Remember in Revelation 17, it spoke about the woman being drunk with the blood of the saints.
God, yep.
See? So if the woman was drunk with the blood of the saints, that means there was a lot of killing going on everywhere. So everywhere you go is a potential spot where an Israelite was put to death. Drunk. Go ahead.
The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain.
Right, shall no more cover her slain, because there's things that we don't know about. There's murders that we don't know about. And I'm talking about from Canada all the way down to South America, everything in between. But namely America, because America is that place of judgment. That's why it's going to be, Elder Apostle, as he always calls it, going to be a great altar. Because the Lord has a sacrifice in Basra. Today, America is the modern day Basra. And this is where the great sacrifice is going to take place. To show the world what it is to be, who a wicked person is, and what the penalty for being wicked is. That's the judgment. And it's going to be left as a memorial for all generations. To let you see that place right there? That's America. It used to be called America. That's Babylon the Great. And that's the place where the Edomites grew. These are the Edomites right here. People all in slavery for missing years. Might have one eye left. Captain's face is gone. And then after 1,000 years, they're going to be gone. So the only way you're going to find out about them is by, reading in the scriptures. These are the records. See that place? That's the memorial. These are the records of the people that used to be. You know? They used to be. Then vocab and the apologists could jump up and say, the Edomites are done away with. Yeah, because at that point they will be done away with. But they still have a purpose to fulfill. They still have prophecies to fulfill. And right now, when Yahushua comes back, they will be the ones in power. We know that, they say the Arabs are the Edomites. I don't see the Arabs running the world. They're in certain prominent positions. They got rulers, they got riches and all that, but they ain't running the world.
Well, another point, too, Apostle, the Arabs didn't conquer all 12 tribes.
There you go.
The Edomites did that, who are the modern-day Egyptians as well. The Arabs, they had a part in taking down the southern kingdom, but they didn't touch the northern kingdom.
Right. Was that it on that? Yeah. Okay, you got something? Right.
This is Isaiah 47:1. It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
Right, because you came from ashes. You came from the basis, the lowest part that you could come from. And you rose to the top. Started at the bottom, now we're here, right? Now they're there. Now the Lord's about to bring them back where they belong.
That's right.
And that's like the most shameful. That's why somebody gave Habakkuk 2:16. And that is the most shameful thing, for you to put yourself in a position you don't belong, and then have to come down to a lower position, the spot where you do belong. That parable y'all spoke about. Don't take the highest seat. Take the lowest seat and be told, look, come up here. Instead, you sitting up there, I'm doing this spot, you know? And then he's like, excuse me, you're in the wrong seat. No, not right there. Nope, not right there. All the way down. Way at the top. That's what you put on.
Yeah, walk of shame. That walk of shame.
Yeah, that's
you got to walk all the way down there.
Right now, the exposure of shame. You know, and then eventually the walk of shame. And what's going to be the walk of shame?
Him and them chains.
They're going to be chained up and they'll be cutting into slavery. All you're going to hear is the chains clanking. You know? And they think they're going to get away because they in their nice bunkers, you know, with their nice, comfortable pot tequila or whatever type of, high value beds they got down there, you know, drinking their cognac, you know, $3,000, every time they drink a glass is like $3,000. You know, they living good, got their gym down there working out, and then boom, here come the Israelite kicking down the door. All right, we're in the position. It's time. And then they're going to be, the chains going to start getting on them. Okay, this is your new jewelry. Then they're going to come out there with the suits. But eventually you're going to see the suits. Under the legs going to be ripped. They're going to be all dirty, busted up. And that's going to be the biggest walk of shame ever. Going from that to that, like the movie Traded Places. You had, my man, Randy and Morte, Randolph and Mortar. And they had to take the walk of shame. They was on the street, homeless, and that's what Esau's headed to. Because that's where you belong.
That's right.
We back in Isaiah 47, right? Oh no, man, I'm sorry. Read Habakkuk.
Okay.
And then we'll go back there.
Habakkuk 2:16. Thou art filled with shame. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory.
Right, shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. So if you're sitting on the throne right now, but you're going to go down off that throne. You're going to go lay on the dust. Meaning you're going to go from being the so-called wisest man on the planet to being in the most utter confusion ever.
That's right.
Because you're going to be fucked up. You're not used to that hell. You're not used to that person. That's why you had a nerve to tell Abraham, can you dip this? Your finger into the water and give him a drop of water. In other words, lighten the load. But you've been tightening the load. You've been putting the screws into us constantly, still doing it. Planned Parenthood, bad drinks, bad sisters, bad water. When you take a bath, bad clothes, you put clothes on, fucked up drinks, bad food. Constant questions.
47 and 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans.
Right, there's no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. The ancient Chaldeans were the wise men of Babylon back then. So Esau today, they have counselors that are considered to be wise. But now, even their counselors that are considered to be wise are going to be made fools. Because today America is the modern day Egypt. Isaiah 19 says that the princes of Zoan are become fools. Why? Because there's no more counsel. There's no, your wise men, they're losing everything. They're losing this battle. With your wisdom, with your riches, you were able to stay on top. You were able to deceive the nation, you know. But now everybody's gypsy. They seen the magic trick. Because you done played your hand too many times. They already know what you're going to do before you do it. So it's like it ain't working no more.
Oh, well, out there in Burkina Faso, you got a lot of people that's, you know, covering the story, and they already running the playbook. They already know what Esau gonna do. They saying America's now involved, and they already know what steps gonna come next. They gonna come with that bullshit, say that, oh, we gotta go in there and restore democracy to justify the coup that they gonna have in their country. You know?
I got a quick precept.
Y'all got it.
This is you on fire. First Corinthians 1:27. It says, "But the Most High has chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise."
Right, because they're supposed to be the wise. Matter of fact, if you read that, somebody get Job 5 and 12. They're supposed to be the wise, you know, and we're supposed to be the fools. But the Lord has used enough to confound them. And this is why the kingdom is fallen, because they've been exposed. But the Lord said, I have used them with the mouth of my prophets. So the mouth of the prophets is pretty much what's shutting this place down. Why? Because the mouth of the prophets are speaking the words of Yahweh by Shai. Because the Most High himself ain't going to come down here to do it. He don't got to do that. He's too majestic. No, that's why he got us doing it. We're the servants.
That's right.
We're the ones that's heralding, you know, and ushering in the demise of this kingdom. You know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shai, by his word. Okay?
Verse 12. Job 5 and 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty.
What are their devices? The plans that they have for the future. This is why, you know, it's in the playbook. This is what you call wag the dog. You know, they got you know, President Biden that was in there back, you know, in 2020, you know, whatever time he was in there. He was out of there this past year, at the end of the year, right? Or actually in the beginning of this year. Then you have, you know, and he was supposed to be the senile, fuck that individual. You had, you know, your girl up in there, you know, and the wash the greens in the tub.
Camel
toe. You know, and they destroyed the economy. Then Trump comes in there, everybody's on fire, you know, and he's destroying the economy. So it's all the same thing. They're all working for the same team. And it's all for the same goal and purpose, the purpose of the international bank. And what they want is they want the economy to improve so that they can bring in the new system or the new economy, which would be a digital economy. Which doesn't matter if they bring in the, you know, different coins or whatever the case may be, the different digital currencies. Eventually, it's going to be the micro CHF, because that is the ultimate MOTP, and that is the ultimate form of control. That currency, and that's what we're waiting for. Because we know that once that's in place, we know that it's going to be over. This is why all these different stores are going out of business. What's the latest one, Saks?
Yeah, Saks Fifth up in Union Square. They scheduled to dip out.
Yeah, so this is all done systematically. You know, in order to get rid of the old system, you know, to bring in a new system, you have to make that system broken. So where it can't be fixed. We were to heal Babylon, but shit not healed.
That's right.
But even when you do your reset and bring in your new system, that ain't gonna work. Because the Lord said he disappointed the devices of the crafty, guys.
It said he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform the enterprise.
What is the enterprise? A new coeptis, novus order seclorum. A new coeptis is our enterprise has been crowned with success. What is that enterprise? Novus order seclorum. world order. And when you look at the bottom of that, of an Egyptian pyramid on top of that, you have Roman numerals that add up to 1776.
Yep.
Most people think that 1776 goes back to July 4th, 1776, the so-called Day of Independence, but it doesn't. It goes back to May 1st, 1776, May Day, which is the creation of the various factions of the Illuminati.
That's right.
That's when they started that whole thing. You know, and then once they got their stronghold, their foot in there, they set up 2 central banks. Both of those central banks after 20-year charter was shut down. Then they came in with a central bank in the name of a governmental entity, which is the Federal Reserve. And from that point on, they were able to control the money without people being the wise. And the people that got in the way, guess what? They got sunk, you know, in the Titanic.
Yep.
Those people that were on the Titanic, the maiden voyage, were bankers.
Yep.
And then some of them opposed them, and they showed the Rockefellers and them getting on the ship. But what they didn't know, what the people didn't know, was that the Rockefellers got on, but they got back off.
Yep.
You see? So they probably were the first one to get on, and then get right back off. You know, because those that opposed them were on that ship, and they sailed off, and guess what? They brought that ship down.
Yep.
So all opposition was moved out of the way. So from that point on, they've been building. You know? But the Lord's about to take them down. Okay?
Verse 13, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness.
Yeah, and he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, because the very thing that you're using to set up your future and your agenda is the very same thing the Lord's going to use to bring you down. See? Because when you do that, when you bring this system on board and you start mandating that the people get seared after the masses that get deceived, that's when the Lord's going to step in. And it said, unless those days be shortened, there shall no flesh be left in the same. You know?
When he's about to fill his belly.
Yep.
You know, that's when Esau, he got things locked down. He got the shipping stations. He got everything so, tied up. And he comes in there and roll, right? He will chip a lot of people on earth, but he's not going to get the elect. That's when the Most High going to just take him down.
That's right.
It
Missiles
says,
gonna fly.
it says,
And that's the ultimate equalizer. The missiles and those lasers from the chariot.
Yep.
You know, and that's how the Lord's going to show his power. But this time when the Lord do his thing, he's going to do it even bigger than he ever did before.
Done.
And that's going to be something that's going to outshine the deliverance of Egypt. You got to remember, back then, that was a big deal. That was a big deal, the deliverance from Egypt. All the nations back then heard about that faith. They knew what was going on. They knew how the Lord took the whole army plus the leader of the Egyptians out. So the Lord, the Most High named Yahweh be next. So how much more now in these times? That these times people, they make mockery of the name of Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shah. So when he does this, that's going to serve to magnify his name and his son's name forevermore.
That's right.
it says, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is very headlong. Bahar.
Right, speedy. So in Isaiah 47, what? It says the Lord's going to make a speedy riddance of this place. You got to remember how many hundreds of years it took to build this empire up.
Yep.
And the Lord's going to take it down in 1 hour.
That's right. That's right.
All that labor and toil. You got to remember, man, these devils were underground. Had, back then, before you even had, cars and planes and all that. Motherfuckers on horseback.
Yep,
The orders of the Rothschilds, trying to get all this shit to get done. All this labor and underhanded shit that they've done to get to this point, and the Lord take them out in 1 hour.
Yep. All the councils.
Yep.
All the councils that they have daily, to try to, tighten up their New World Order and push it to the forefront and get it done, get it accomplished. It's all going to be destroyed in 1 hour.
That's right.
Well, look at Esau's state of America after the Civil War. It was finished. So-called white man didn't want to give him any more loans. But here comes not even 100 years later, America becomes a superpower.
Yeah.
And 1944, 45, America is the superpower, and it's been like that ever since. But now you got all the other nations, starting with the Russians, okay, making alliances with the so-called Chinese. They're getting off the dollar, right? They're getting off of it. All right, the Chinese, they're ready to create their own SWIFT, okay? Because that SWIFT, that's that Swiss International Banking Foreign Exchange, man. And that's where the so-called white man. Who do you think runs SWIFT? It's them same guys, man. Yeah. All right, and the Lord got it where the other nations, the BRIC nations, okay, they not only are they going to get off of your financial poison, now they're about to get on with you militarily. Militarily wise.
They can get rid of it.
Yeah, they're about to go just make us squabble up.
And if you notice, right, those squabble up here.
They're going to go squabble up.
Hey, if you notice, even though it seems like all these places are against them, behind the scenes, leaders are working for them. Because they all going digital. Right? You see? So at the same time, when you got this friction going on, the masses of the people are against America, but the rulers, remember the scripture say about the ruler that drunk of the wine of the cup of the heart. You know, so they're in bed with this place. Because if you were so against the system in a place that you hated so much, you would not mimic what they're doing. You would set up your own system of trade amongst yourselves. You know, I'm talking about like not even go digital. Where we got to go digital? Let's do it the old-fashioned. You know, but no, they go because everything is going to go digital. Everything's tying in back into the MTV. You got to get.
I got a quick precept. You done with that one?
Yeah.
For you, Apostle. So that 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, where we are not ignorant of his devices.
Right, and the devices are what? This new world order. This is his plan. What's the ultimate goal? Microchip the whole world.
Right.
You know that's been their whole plan from the gate. This is why Bayer Amshabar said, what? Give me control of the nation's money and I care now what makes the law. Because he understood money. He understood the economy. If you are the one in control of money supply and supplying money, you're in control of everything else. Money answers all things. Money is a defense. There's an old saying, money talks, bullshit walks. You know? You can have these so-called politicians, which ain't nothing but a bunch of scumbags, you know, if you give them the right dollar amount, they're going to jump on board. And they're going to lobby for these great, these big corporations to pass legislation to benefit them more than benefit the people. You know? And it's been like that.
A quick one. This is Proverbs 22 and 7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender.
And they understand about perpetual servitude. That's why they want to take this device and insert it into the people. Because once you insert it into the person, that means that particular person now is granted for life through whatever banker they belong to. So they're trying to do the reverse of what the Lord's going to do for us, except they're doing it physically. The Lord's going to do it for us spiritually. And we're not going to have to fight in these nations to be able to know where they're at. We don't know everything. We're going to have power. So if we're going to have power, these nations ain't going to be able to hide from us. You know? We're going to know everywhere that they're at. You try to go hide and run somewhere, you know, we're going to know where you're at. I mean, we could play with you and say, damn, I wonder where you know, and get your ass, get your red ass, you know?
Hey, we're going to know where their riches are stashed.
Beautiful.
All right, the gold, okay, the gold, the precious stones, those have energy, man. They're energy sources. All right, they have frequencies. Well, they say gold, that's a conductor, right? So we're going to know where they're at. We're going to feel it through the spirit. And Jay's going to roll up. You can't hide it from us in the time of the kingdom, because we're going to zoom in on it and get all the treasures, man. Just like how you devils got us in complete servitude, what they call a subsistence wage. All right, and nowadays no one could afford a home. Not just here in California. California, of course not. But even other places you can't afford a home. Man, you paying, I think Austin, Texas, it's not the average home price is $800,000.
Oh, they went up. Austin went up the last 10, 15 years.
It's insane. So nobody can afford them. So they want everyone to be renters. They want you to live in a pod. They want you to eat the bugs, right? They want you to be completely through. And it don't matter what RFK gonna do. He's gonna ban dyes, and it's too late for that.
Well, they just changed the names of the dyes anyway.
Yeah.
You ban Red 40, they labeled it something else. So it's still in your food.
Because ultimately, people want to poison themselves. You can ban whatever you want. Hey, fentanyl, okay, dope, all this shit, you can ban that. A nigga's still gonna get smoked crack. He's still gonna hit the blunt, man. Or you can ban whatever you want, man. People are on a death spiral, all right? And that's because they're in America. America's in a death spiral. All right? Everything you do in America, every spirit you encounter is a spirit of Satan on it, man. It's an evil, wicked spirit. Like the apostle said, everything's bad. The clothing you're wearing is bad. The food you're eating is bad. The air you're breathing is bad. So where can you find the good? Well, you got to go to the scriptures. And you got to go to the prophecies, because you got to realize everything's getting destroyed and fallen because the Most High would set it up like that. The rapid decline. They just took down the Bloomingdale sign. This place is cooked. They just took it down. And you can see that Bloomingdale, that's a wicked symbol, man. They got, I don't know how many sixes on that bitch. All right, they got the sixes, they got the moon and the sun and all that. The Vesca Pisces, they got all that crap there, man. So what that spirit is saying, even Satan is really falling, man. He's crashing out right now, man. He's literally crashing out, and we're waiting for this nigga. I was watching it earlier, the Pope. It was at the Pope that they put that nigga in the ground finally. That goddamn demon. And they got Trump in there. He wouldn't even stand up. Everyone's all standing up. Bridget McCrone. We know what that is, that thing. Bridget McCrone all standing up, getting on her knees, his knees, whatever, praying for that man. And that's all satanic ritual you're watching. They got all the cardinals and the bishops, all of them around taking the so-called Eucharist. All right, and then what was this nigga doing just this past year? He was opening portals. Remember that, the Pope?
Yeah.
He went. They did the Notre Dame, right? They reopened it, and then nigga opened the portal, man. You know, a bug out. Well, that's what Esau's all about. He's all about letting Satan enter the earth, man. And he'll show you in your face how he's doing it, man. And you call people crazy. You see it at a super town. You'll see it at a halftime show. You'll see it at a performance. Yeah. Everything this goddamn devil pushes out is an evil satanic ritual. And you got to stand by that.
Psalms 37:1. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity.
Yeah, we're not worried about the elites. We don't want to be like the elites. Because see, you got guys like this homosexual Kanye West, man. All right, this guy just totally admitted that he gives his cousins blowies. He grew up giving his cousins blowies, man. All right, so it was an easy way for him to get up the ladder to get a record deal, man. Yeah, man, he grew up doing it. How much harder would it be for him to do it on tape at a Diddy party, man? So that's all. So we're not envious of them because we understand how they got to that position, man. Right. Yep. To get to that position, you don't got to be successful. You don't got to be talented. You got to be wicked, man. You got to be evil. You got to make yourself vile, man. Yeah. All right, and do sick things. We rather not. We okay. We like the Lord said, man. Just give us our daily bread, man. Food, shelter, raiment, man. Yeah. All right, and let us keep doing the will of the Heavenly Father.
The promises that Yahweh Shai gave us are worth more than what Esau can offer. We're going to need some fucking FRNs that they can take away from you if you don't hop on board with all the programs that he wants you to be a part of.
Well, that's why you got guys like Sakari, man. Yeah. You got guys like Sakari, because he ain't worried about food, raiment, and he worried about getting freaky, doing freaky shit, man. But why is that? Because he's in the world, man. He wants to be on the Adam 22 podcast. Yeah. Okay. He want to sit on that couch, man. You want to make content, man. Yeah. You're a sick dude, man.
You're a content creator.
Oh. Yeah. My God. Go ahead.
Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity.
Yeah, because you know what? Some of you guys are like, man, I wish I was like the Sakari, man. I wish I was like IUIC. I wish I had all these. I wish we could do a 1,000,000-man Israelite march throughout the hood, O Block. We marching old block that had the IUIC marching around old blocks looking goofy as hell, man. Those dudes are evildoers. Okay, we don't. That doesn't show power. That just shows you're a bug out.
Yep.
And the brother had to deal with. He had to deal with him in the DPs. Brother had to let him know what it is. The DPs. Go ahead.
For they shall soon be cut down like the grass.
He got hit with that precept package.
Yeah. But now all of a sudden, they want to start talking about the C hits. Now they want to get hit.
Right.
Now they want to talk about digital currency. They want to talk about when was the last? I thought, what about the embargo, nigga? I thought there was an embargo. I thought it was sin. I thought it was sex with a white woman. What happened? Where'd it go?
Sin in all of its forms, whether it's political or religious.
Yeah, Christianity. I thought it was Christianity. You said the market. You said it was Christianity, man. The beast. What happened to that, man? Hey, every last one of us, more than likely, unless you raised in so-called under Allah, all right. The majority of us was bugged the hell out, man. Praying to Jesus and Grievous, all right. So that means we can't get back. The Most High X's us out. We got marked out, and we can't buy, we can't sell, we can't do nothing. We marked out then. It shows you these guys are full of BS, man. Go ahead.
For they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb.
Yeah, and you can see this guy Nate Satan. He's withering, man. He looking ill. Okay, he probably got sickle. Who knows what he got? Well, he definitely got his spirits on him, satanic evil spirits on him. All right, and he may get hit with a Rico. All right. Him, what's the other guy? The Sicari. Oh man, look at that. That guy's finished. And you wanted to go ahead and forget him.
He got colon problems.
Yeah.
You can't put stuff up your colon and now.
Hey man, you want to see Sicari on Club Shay Shay next? All right.
Yeah.
He gonna be doing the Shannon Sharp, man. All right. Hey, you niggas are all collapsing. Why? Because you're sick. You're freaks.
Yeah.
All right. You're in the flesh. All right. You follow after your lust, and then you want to blame. Oh, it's great Milko. They said I could do it. No.
Let's take a one corner. Yeah, right.
But see, that shows you what kind of spirit he is. He's in the spirit of the so-called black woman, man. There's only a woman will go ahead and blame some bullshit for all the evil that she did, man.
Yeah, that's who he worships. He worshipped the ratchet black woman.
Yeah, the right.
So that makes sense that would be his response when he get caught doing something.
Yep.
Well, he likes to be dominated by his God.
Yeah.
You know, that's the ultimate form of worship.
No, and the domination, it only works she clicking with Esau first.
Yeah.
It only works. She got to click with Esau. He got to be a voyeur. All right. That's sick. All right. Ain't nobody told you to do that. You know what? All right, go ahead.
Well, he's supposed to be the chief priest, so he should know better.
Yeah.
Regardless of not somebody told him to do that, he's the chief priest. He should know what the counsel of the Heavenly Father is. I shouldn't be doing that. That's not the coming of a priest of the Heavenly Father. He did it anyway. Because he's a sicker.
Yeah, you're the chief, which means the top guy. But the whole time he was a bottom. All right, go ahead.
Trust in the Lord and do good.
He was a power bottom. He's a power bottom. And all you guys who follow the Sicari, man, you guys are all sus, super. Hey, man, you guys got to look yourself in the mirror, man, and put that shit away. All right? Go ahead.
Trust in the Lord and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thy heart.
Yeah, because the desires of our heart is what? Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right, that's what we're focused on, and all growing in the spirit, rulership, and the kingdom of heaven, and prophecy to pass. All right, and to give us strength and power to overcome the evils of this world.
And being that one again with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah.
That's right. Yeah, asking the Lord to bring him closer to you, man. Protect you. Because we understand, we're in a spiritual battle right now. And if you are claiming to be a high priest, and you're clearly, you lost the spiritual battle, you ordering whole kits. Hey, come on, man, you lost the battle a long time ago. Yeah, vanished. Read that again.
Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thy heart.
That's right, and the desires of our hearts is in righteousness, all right? Yeah, we don't want fame, glory. We're going to get that in the kingdom.
Right.
All right? And first of all, we want Yahweh Shah to get that. We want Yahushua to get that fame, to get the glory, to have his name known. All right? Because once he gets up there, hey, all of us is up there with him, Lord willing. We're part of that number. All right, but hey, the guy, no, he don't worship, he don't even acknowledge him as the first son sitting on the right hand, man. He don't understand that, because why? You're not righteous. You're a Satanist.
So he's gonna Yahushua.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. He's anti-Hamashiach.
Yep.
Go ahead.
One of the men.
Yeah, one of the men. Yeah, him and the Pope. Man, you see where the Pope ended up? That nigga.
Crazy.
They couldn't even paint the nigga up, man. That nigga looked shit. And usually when you see a dead body, at least they kind of paint it up. That nigga looked like hell.
God, one of these graves.
Yeah.
One of them graves, the aliens.
Yeah, one of them graves.
You know?
Hey, he barely lasted. What was it? That nigga Pope John Benedict. That nigga had like a 20-year run. You know what I mean? If that. This dude was 4 or 5 years.
Short through.
Get out of here, man. The Pope, and like that. That's one of the best videos I've ever seen in my whole life. The Apostles on 34th to 7th.
Oh, man.
He said, the Pope is the one. The Pope is the fuck the Pope. The Pope is the one.
Fuck the Pope.
Fuck the Pope. Fuck the Pope.
Oh, man, I'm going to get lost.
That guy was so good.
I'm going to kill all of us.
Yeah. He was big, man.
Yeah.
But see, he worships the Pope more than he worships the scriptures, the Lord himself.
Well, I told this one Irish dude in Massachusetts, I told him the Pope, he got kicked out of Krakow, Poland, Pope John Paul, for molesting little kids.
Yep.
He said, what? Now they tell me the Pope is a pedophile? Everybody's believable as you telling me I'm black.
Yes.
Under that demonic spell.
Yep.
I mean, he was mad the whole day.
And the whole time he was black.
Yeah. No, he did do was mad the whole day.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. Big time.
He didn't talk to me. I said, that's all right.
Yeah.
Talk your ass anyway.
Yep. Go ahead.
Commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as noonday. Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way.
Yeah. Fret not yourself about just seeing evil, wicked people, so-called prosper on this earth, man, in this flesh. They're supposed to. What the hell you think you are? We're in hell. This is hell. We're literally living in the upside down world right now, man. Okay? Where the so-called white man, the most vile creature ever created, is running the show. Okay? And he's running the show in the most sicko, freako way, like bizarro world, sicko, freako way. And you know what? We gotta deal with it.
The basis sword. Yeah.
Yep. The basis of myth. Go ahead.
It says, fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass.
Yeah, the wicked devices to pass. But you know what? We want let him do it. That's part of the prophecy. All right, we want him to come in and crash this economy. All right. Because it's hanging on by the last thread. Like that internet meme, they just let it go. That's America right now. All right, just let it go. It's finished. They crashed it already. Okay, crash the economy, and as soon as they crash the economy, these people, they're not going to last a week. Right? There's going to be no food. The grocery store is going to be empty. All the food's going to be spoiled. Okay? And then what are you going to have to eat? You're going to have to get to see it. They're going to offer you a solution to all the problems you have. Okay? And the so-called white man, he got it all lined up. The technology's there. Okay? All the technology, all the information, the entire system that he's going to put behind it is already in motion. Okay? That's why you ain't got time to be worried about some madness. Okay? The Lord is about to bring hell on these people. Okay? And if you call yourself Israelite, he's going to bring hell upon you too. All right, he's got this, he's writing all these bills about so-called anti-Semitism, man. All right, they pretty much said it in that bill. I forget the bill that Congress passed regarding anti-Semitism. It doesn't even create, because what these legislation the so-called white man puts in the law, he has to define the things. So he has to define what the hell anti-Semitism is, and then put that in his legislation and then pass that. But you know what? This is the only time he didn't define it. You know what he did? He He referenced the website, man. And what website? So what URL? Somewhere in Europe, ran by who? The ADL. So they get to define what anti-Semitism is. So not the Congress, they don't define it. Not the American people who voted these people to put it in. Right? They're referencing someone else's definition. And what's their definition? They said if you quote the Bible, if you quote Revelation, 2nd chapter, you're anti-Semite.
Yeah, but isn't the Bible supposed to be according to Esau, his term, right? It's supposed to be a pro-Semitic book. This Bible is for the Jews. Or Romans the 3rd chapter. What advantage didn't have the Jews?
Right.
And now you see what they're doing to these college students, these watermelon communists, the Gaza weirdos. They stripping them of their visas, they're kicking them out, man. They're sending the CIA black sites, who knows? But they're getting them out, they're moving them. Alright, but why? They never do that with anyone else. But it's because they're talking about their sacred cow, man. Alright, them false, lying ass, you know who, alright? Yeah, Amalek. Oh well, remember that a couple weeks ago? We saw Amalek, he came up. Oh, that's Amalek. That's heavy accusation. So you want to kill me? So you want to kill me? I was like, there you go. See that? There he goes again. That's another 6 million. Tally it up. He's gonna be victimized. And they're gonna come after who? They're gonna come after you. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, whether you're an Israelite or not, they're coming after your ass. And especially if you're wearing a Sakari t-shirt with fringes on it, man. You'll only be the first nigga they go after, right? Yeah, they're gonna get you.
You see the fringes you at work, fringes swinging, fringes flying in the wind and shit. You know?
Yeah, like describe the Esau. Yeah, we got a black male, we got fringes on. Oh yeah, that's the one right there.
He's a black Hebrew Israelite.
He's a black Hebrew Israelite. Well, what did that fucking Mo said? He said, I'm a black extremist, right?
Yeah.
Black identity extremist.
Yeah, how was one too.
And then he leaned into it. Like a goddamn demon would, right? Because he's controlled opposition. He's there to make us look like enemies to the U.S. government, man. Make us look like enemies to the international bankers. All we're doing is telling the truth. If that makes us enemies, you're the enemy of the Heavenly Father. All right? We're not going out here trying to start no type of revolution, go after the so-called white man and mess with his money.
Yeah.
All right? That's not our job.
Our words with words.
Yeah, our words with the truth.
But it's
Destroying throwing down these strongholds. All right? And also, to keep telling the prophecy of how this place is going to go down, man, with the thermonuclear missiles. All right? And guess who's going to be taking you down? The other nations. Okay? The Russians, so-called Chinese, okay? So-called East Indians, and your other buddies, man, the beast and the whore. Go ahead.
Cease from anger.
I mean, the beast is going to get the whore, America.
Right.
All right, he's going to turn right on you. Go ahead.
Cease from anger, forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. For evildoers shall be cut off.
That's right.
But those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth.
That's right. Yeah, the evildoers shall be cut off. All right, and then if you're part of the Sakari, you're an evildoer. Okay? And a lot of stuff comes down on you guys. They're talking about the dude that was running the LA camp. They called the nigga the extortionist. Oh, that's the extortionist. That's the thing. We just call him the extortionist. Hey, that's not something to joke around about. All right, because the extort people, that's a wicked thing to do to someone. That's calling them a thief. Okay, to play with someone, to take someone's livelihood away from them. Go ahead.
For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yea, thou shalt diligently consider its place, and it shall not be.
That's right. And that place, we're in it, man. And the Lord's getting rid of it. All right. America, as you see it wasn't the same 5 years ago. It sure wasn't the same 10 years ago, man. When you look at it now, it's just a hotbed for fucking weirdos, man. People who just do drugs all day and do sick acts. Okay? And the so-called white man just allows it to go down. And then what do you think's happening next? Now you're seeing one of the world's richest cities, San Francisco, end up in the shithole, and it's not going to get out of it. Okay? All this crap about making America great again is a goddamn lie. Okay? Because Oh, what was this guy? Gavin Newsom, he's hyping up California has now got a higher GDP than Japan. That's all BS. Okay, all that GDP and all that crap, that's a scam. All right, because it's all about how the people are living in that place. And if the people are suffering, that means the whole country's suffering. And in America, the people are in a real, there's never been a higher stratification of the richest people to the poorest people. And people are extremely poor in America, living in tents, got no money to their name, and literally out of their mind. Look, in a state of psychosis. So they're totally giving off to the sick. And what they're doing is just roaming around. Ain't no one gonna help you, can't help you. All right, in the kingdom of heaven, we're not gonna have that. Okay, we're not gonna have people in a state of psychosis. Okay, and if we do find you in that state, we're gonna have to do something to you. Okay? It's gonna be like that movie 21 Days Later, was it? They chained up the nigga and had him in the back the whole time, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's bugging out. That's what you're gonna have to do to him. Alright, go ahead.
But the meek shall inherit the earth.
28 days later. Go ahead.
But the meek shall inherit the earth and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace.
And that's talking about the Israelites, okay? The elect. The meek inheriting the earth. Right? Because that's our inheritance. It was promised unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that he was going to have everything, man. Not only just this plane we live on, this earth we live on, but also all the other creations the Lord made throughout the span of his universe, his creation. All right? And then everything within this realm is for our sake. Okay? Because you see the so-called white man, he has power over all these things, and what has he done with it? He's made it wicked. He's poisoned it. Okay, he's totally made extinct species the Lord created. You know, that's an evil thing to do. Okay, to kill animals to where it doesn't even exist anymore. The Lord, the Heavenly Father, sees that, He's going to catch you. Because that animal was put on the ark to survive that flood. The Lord deemed that animal a good animal to live. But you let Esau get a car, next thing you know, and you get it going extinct. Because you got in India, they never killed off their Bengal tigers until now. Now they're getting endangered, man. Okay? But the Romans, they're the main ones, because they killed all the lions in the Middle East. A lot of those wild animals, okay? The Romans, they killed them all up, but that shows you who they were, the spirit they were in, the so-called white man. Esau Edom, a straight-up terrorist. Okay, go ahead.
Psalms 37 and 25. I have been young and now am I old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread.
Read that again.
Psalms 37 and 25. I have been young.
That's that 28 days later spirit. You know, you guys got to put a stake in the ground and put a chain around its neck. Just let it bug out, man. See what happens. Give it another 28 days. We'll see what happens. But give it some sunlight. Pour some water on it. Right? These people are sick out here. Go ahead.
Psalms 37 and 25.
Okay, you literally have no, how do you say? You have no use to society other than to fuck it up. Okay, and that's what the so-called white man has created here. Okay? He's giving you so many drugs, he's made you so much of a freak and a goddamn weirdo to where all you can do is just destroy your own life and all the lives around you. Okay, you're bringing down the property value, as the so-called white man likes to say. Okay? And that's what's it. But that's a good thing, okay? Because it shows you the Lord got to put this place out of its misery, right? And the way He's going to do that is with thermonuclear missiles, complete collapse. And when this place collapses, there's no money to move around. You think they'll be moving dope back in here? You think the cartel say, "Hey man, we got to get that next shipment out here"? The American dollar ain't worth shit. The American dollar ain't going to be worth nothing, man. To move the dope, to move the hose, to move the guns. All right, it's literally going to be marauder gangs, okay, militias, government, and militaries, man. Go ahead.
Quick precept. Revelation chapter 11, verse 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, unto the saints, and to them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
There you go. And that's what the Heavenly Father is lining it all up for, okay? He's going to destroy them which destroyed the earth. Right. Okay, and the so-called white man, you got your blood, you got the blood of all the Lord's creations in your hands, man. Okay, any last precepts? One more. We're going to the last one.
All them different points you're speaking about it earlier.
You already know, it's the Spirit.
Yeah.
What else can you talk about? You know? What else can you talk about?
Buying, you can talk about buying land, a land blitz.
A land blitz. Yeah, we can talk about going to Africa, man, and setting up camps. Setting up camps in Ghana, man, and getting shaken down. Go ahead.
Job 18 and 5. Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine.
That's right. That's what's happening. The Lord's actually putting out the light of the so-called white man, the wicked. All right. That's why America is the way it is. America used to be, they call it a beacon of light for freedom. Okay. People don't look at America like that anymore. They look at it as a hellhole. And they're right. Oh, yeah.
Golden City.
The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. The steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down.
That's right. Yeah, his own counsel shall cast him down. Because yeah, you getting together with all these guys, you counseling right now with the Pope. The spirit of the dead Pope is in there. You counsel with that. You know they talking to that nigga. All kinds of necromancy going on in that Vatican, man.
They brought him right back, probably the same day he died.
Yeah, they talking to that. They vibing with the nigga right now, man. Hey, man, hey, let us know what we got to do next, Satan.
Yeah, you got a couple. They vibing over a cup of blood.
Yep. You have to get that fresh baby blood. You know, they got that fresh adrenal. You know. Yeah. They taking sips of the hot sauce in that bitch. Go ahead.
For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare.
That's right, and that snare, the Lord set that up. All right. He set that snare. Yeah, because you think you're going to threaten the rest of the nations with your military might and nuclear weapons, but they're going to match that. They're going to match that power with you. They're not going to think it's a joke, and the Lord's going to put the spirit on them to want to do it. And they just waiting on it. They're waiting. The Lord got them waiting on it.
Well, they're ready to crash out. They're ready to go. They're ready to go down as long as they take you down.
That's right.
You know, fuck it. We're gonna just Royal Rumble. We just gonna shoot our missiles.
Well, Putin just took another territory into Ukraine, while Zelensky and Trump are sitting there playing patty cakes, looking like bug outs.
Yeah.
All right.
But then in the media they'll make it seem like Ukraine is winning the war.
Yeah, they make it. You know, it's a bunch of madness.
Anybody that believes that, we got bridges to show.
Yeah, the only thing that the Ukraine got going on is that you got hired mercenaries. Okay, working for the international bankers to go in there and fight against the Russian army.
Yes.
Because those everyday Ukrainians, they still partying. They in Kiev at gay clubs right now, man. Okay? They at the gay club in Kiev being a freak. Meanwhile, you got mercenaries, you got militia, you got all these paramilitary groups set up, all right, through the international bankers to go fight that war against the Russian military. This is another proxy war. Esau been doing this from the jump.
Yeah, to use to destabilize the world economy
and the region, and also to fund their defense contractors. Okay, to use their new weapons or to use old weapons. Like the whole reason what they did in Iraq, they were using depleted uranium because they didn't know what to do with it. Same thing with Agent Orange. All right, in Vietnam, like yeah, man, we might as well just put in the napalm. I mean, we don't know what to do with this chemical. Let's just use it to kill people. Let's go to war with it. That's the devil we're dealing with. Okay? That's why the Lord's got to deal with this guy. Go ahead.
The G's shall take him by his heel, and the robbers shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. Terror shall make him afraid on every side.
That's right. Keep going.
And shall drive him to his feet. His strips shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side.
Yeah, because all the other nations, they're gonna you go around right now as a big bad bully, raising tariffs, hitting people with sanctions, doing all this madness. Well, the other nations they're gonna X you out. They're gonna hit you with that embargo, man. That's really gonna hurt you because now who's gonna bring in products to America?
Yeah, nothing's manufactured here. Yep. So you're literally in a worst case scenario.
Well, they don't even make their ships here.
Yeah.
They haven't made a military ship in who Lord knows how long. All right, and if they do need it, they gotta go to Europe and get it. They gotta go to China and get it because they don't make the ships that they do all their cargo shipping with. They're all gone. All the shipyards are empty. They were all here in San Francisco. All right, they were here in Oakland. They were there up north in Seattle. Yeah, that's why a lot of Jakes are over here.
Yeah.
Right, because they came here to work the shipyard. They were building the actual cargo ship and military ships for the military.
Up there in Richmond too.
Up there in Richmond. Okay, yeah, the whole Carquinez Strait.
Bear Island.
And now what? They're empty.
Yeah.
So America, you run the seas now. You don't run shit.
Yeah.
All right, the other nations are running the seas now, man. Okay, go ahead.
It shall devour the strength of his skin, even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. His confidence shall be rooted out of his depth.
That's the Yahushua, the word of death. Ultimately, who's really going to actually destroy Edom and the conglomerate of nations down here on the earth? It's going to be Yahushua. He's coming to subdue all these things. I mean, the missiles going to take Esau out, but Yahushua is coming to solidify his power on earth by taking them completely out, and then taking the kings of the earth and putting chains on them and then carting them off into captivity. That's how you know.
Go ahead.
That's how you know somebody actually took you down. It's when they put the rulers in captivity.
That's right. Yeah, the Lord conquered death with the resurrection, man. All right. So when he comes back, he's gonna bring that death unto you. Okay, he's gonna come back with the he's coming back from that harvest with that wine to shred you like in the wine press, man. To polarize you, to squeeze all the life force out of you, man. Okay, so the blood's gonna be flowing. Okay, the garments are gonna be dyed red like blood out of Basra, man. Okay, so the Lord's gonna bring heavy judgment on this place.
1 Corinthians 15 and 24. Then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to the Most High, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. For he must reign till he have put all enemies under his feet.
And we're going to do that by taking your leaders, okay, and put them in chains, in subjection, making them property of Yasharallah. Okay, keep going.
The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. For he hath put all things under his feet. But when he saith all things are put under him, it is manifest that he is accepted, which did put all things under him.
But that's what they would have saying.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're going to get those spiritual bodies, man. We're going to conquer that death. All right? The Lord's going to give us what? That everlasting life. Okay? We're not going to we're not going to sin no more. We're going to be perfect. Okay? Hey, because in order for us to go and get our enemies in chains, we're going to have them spiritual bodies. Okay? They're going to be able to fight against that. All right? Keep going.
Yeah, back in Job 18 and 14, his confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. It shall dwell in his tabernacle because it is none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. His roots shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branch be cut off.
Hey, so like what that's going into is pretty much complete extermination, man. His kingdom ain't gonna return. If you destroy the roots of the plant, that plant's gonna die. Okay, but if the top part is left, it still has a chance to recover. Now the seeds, those seeds can germinate, grow. How about Yahushua going uproot the whole plant? Okay, the roots gonna burn and the top part. It's over for you, devils, man. You ain't gonna have a second go around like you did with the Renaissance, man. You brought your red ass out the cave and then you came back on the scene. That ain't gonna happen again, man.
You're not gonna be able to grow again.
It says that they shall not fill the face of the city with the earth will It shall not fill the face
The earth
of
with
the earth with cities.
Yep, that's right.
Because everything gonna be cut off there.
Yep.
All the males and the females. So the root is gonna be yanked out. And that bitter root, that poison root is gonna be moved out.
That's right.
His remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the streets.
Right.
Hey, he gonna be done, man. Nobody's gonna regard. Like, see now, Esau, he has a name. You know, think about scientists that have done great achievements of fucking Edomite pop in your head,
Well,
man.
Esau, you're gonna be like the epic of Gilgamesh. All right. It's gonna be a myth, a mythological creature. All right. You're gonna think of Esau as a mythological creature, man. And that, like, man, he really existed? Is that true?
Right.
You're gonna have to get a full breakdown, man, of what this devil did. All right, again, no, he wasn't a myth. That nigga did exist. The nigga did exist. Go ahead.
We talking about that too.
Yeah.
How you know when they're extinct, you know, be able to tell our children, you know, going to the records. You see that face there? And the Edomites ruled that at one time. What are the Edomites?
Yeah.
You know, you have to go and explain it.
Yeah, exactly. That can't be true. Yeah, it actually did happen. All right, keep going.
He shall be driven from the light into darkness and chased out of the world.
That's right, chased out of the world. Keep going.
He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people,
That completely wiped out. Go ahead. Extermination.
nor any remaining in his dwellings. They that come after him shall be astonished at his day.
That's right.
It says, as they that went before were frightened. It says, surely such are the dwellings.
Is this the man that did shake kingdoms? You know, Esau. Everybody was afraid of this damn devil at one point. He had that magnificent power. He could bring down a fire from heaven, right? He can destroy your economy.
So you can send some boars in outer space real quick.
You know, he can hit you with the dew.
Yeah.
Nothing. He can create an earthquake and fuck you up. So the nations were frightened. They were afraid. But then, all of a sudden, where's this goddamn devil?
That's right.
Where'd he go? Yeah. Where'd he at? Where all that shit you was talking?
You got chased out. You got chased out the world.
Surely such are the dwellings of the wicked, and this is the place of him that knoweth not the Most High.
That's right. That's going to be America, man, with that everlasting burning sun coming from it, man. It's going to be remembrance not to go against the Heavenly Father and the Israelites, especially against Yahushua. Yeah, with that, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makakodash.
Shalom.
Come on.